I just had a disturbing conversation with a colleague of mine. She was telling me about her most recent car buying experience. I really wish I had the opportunity to speak with her before she went to the dealership so I could have kind of informed her about the whole process or the road to the sale. There really are only four steps or four parts to the sale, with the actual steps to the sale of many. From the moment you arrive on the dealer's lot until the moment you drive off in your new car, it's like lights, camera, action. The dealer and his staff are well trained and well prepared for you, just like an actor with a script. They know their lines, they know the next cues, they know the answers to the questions they're going to ask even before they ask them of you. These people are trained every day. They're trained how to read body language, they're trained how to deal with personality types, and how to deal with each personality type. The average consumer buys a car every 3 to 4 years. How are you going to compete with a guy that practices his trade each and every single day of the year? In the industry, there is a process that's come to be the industry standard known as the road to the sale. All the road to the sale is nothing more than a railroad track to keep the salespeople directed on the direction they want to go for the purpose of completing a sale. From the very first handshake when you get out of the car until the last handshake when they drive off the lot. The steps to the road to the sale may differ from dealership to dealership, but overall premise and process is the same. The first step is the meet and greet. The meet and greet occurs within that first 30 seconds when you step out your car. The very first handshake, the first words the salesperson speaks to you, and your words back to them. It's a matter of finding chemistry so we can proceed. The next step then is rapport building. Rapport building is when we try to find a common ground with the customer so that we can appear to be human to them, so that way they let their guard and their defenses down so we can qualify them to find out how to sell them a vehicle. The third step in the process is the vehicle selection. This is where we find a vehicle that meets both the customer's wants and the customer's needs. The next step is the walk around. The walk around consists of literally what it says, walking around the car, the outside, the inside, finding out the features of the vehicle and the benefits of the vehicle as they work to your needs. After the walk around, the next step, of course, is the demo ride. I think this is where the defenses start to go back up for a lot of people because they understand if they get behind the wheel of the car and they get to smelling the leather and they get to driving it around and playing with the radio and playing with all the toys, the kids get to playing inside it. All of a sudden there's pressure to take this vehicle home. After the demo ride, the next step, of course, is the trade appraisal if a person has a trade to trade in. I think right here again is another area where the defenses go back up because most consumers will do some research, whether it's Kelley Blue Book, whether it's NADA or Edmunds or something like that, to try to at least find out some idea what their trade is actually worth. What those three sites and sites like that don't tell the consumer is that your dealer is either going to use a black book or because of modern technology, Manheim, which is the national auction, is actually online, and the dealer can actually see what cars like yours are actually selling for in the lanes currently and over a period of time. And more times than not, the dealer can buy your vehicle cheaper right now at the auction than what Kelley Blue Book or one of the other reference books said it's worth. So when they present you a number, the defenses go back up because you think the dealer's trying to get over on you or trying to cheat you, when in reality, it's those reference books that aren't showing the people actually what the vehicles are doing online at the auctions. After that, then, once you get through the trade process, the next step is, of course, now the write-up. And now my defenses are really high because this is the part that everybody fears. This is the negotiation. When the salesperson comes to you to do the negotiation, he's going to have a sheet. It normally will have your personal information at the top. It will have a description of what it is you're trying to buy and also a description of the trade. And this is where that whole number thing come into play. This is where the salesperson keeps running from you back to the sales desk and from the sales desk back to you. This is when they send in one or two closers, different people, faces you didn't even know, and they start to try all for the purpose of trying to get you to commit to spend your money today. After you get done with that, and sometimes this whole process, now you've been at the dealership a couple hours, you're worn out, you're beat up, and just now at the point you've agreed to buy this vehicle and you let your guard down, you start to relax, you're sitting there for an additional 45 minutes to an hour trying to get inside the sales office, and when you walk into the finance office, you forget that the sales process starts all over again. It's now another rapport building with the finance person. It's now them starting to present their features and benefits of the products that you have. And you find out that you agreed to one payment outside, but then you walk out of the finance office paying $60 more per month than what you agreed to when you were outside and you closed the deal. You're just so happy to get through that whole process that by the time the delivery comes, you just want your books, your manuals, your keys, and let's get the heck out of Dodge. That's the road to the sale. I want to focus on step 7 because step 7 is where the 4 parts of the actual sale comes in. It has to do with the negotiation. If I broke down the negotiation process into 4 parts, it really comes down to the sale price, the trade value, the down payment, and the monthly payment. Most dealerships, they do some form of a 4 square. Even if you don't see the 4 square on the paper, those 4 parts will always be there. Most of the consumers have been conditioned or trained to argue and fight on a sale price. Well, that's only one profit center. You still have the trade to talk about. You still have the down payment to talk about. You still have the monthly payment. For the dealership, if they can get you just to agree to a sale price and you beat them up and you think you've won because you've gotten the price you want to, guess what? If you still give them the down payment that they asked for, if you still turn around and you accept the monthly payment that they asked for, if you still accept what they offered for your trade, the dealership just won 3 out of the 4 and you've only won 1 out of the 4. And though you're tired and you think you've put up a good fight, guess what? He's like in the casino. He's chinging all the way to the bank. Because again, these people are trained professionals. Now that you understand the parts of the sale, most people, it's funny because now that you know it, you think you can do it yourself. I can read a book or do a whole bunch of research about being a brain surgeon, but guess what? I don't think I can perform it. My suggestion to you is get a good negotiator, because the people that you're going up against, you're doing it every 3 to 4 years. They're doing it every single day. Practice, 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 practice. You wouldn't go into an IRS audit without a good tax accountant. You wouldn't, if your life depended on it, you wouldn't go into a trial without a good attorney. And most people won't buy a house without a good realtor. It's the time to start considering, when you buy a vehicle, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, get a negotiator, save money, save time. And in the next series, I'm going to share with you the other parts of the sale. There's so many profit centers that a dealer makes money on that just focusing on price and payment, you're leaving so much money on the table. I hope at least, if nothing else, you understand all the parts to the process. So the next time you walk on a lot without a negotiator or some professional by your side, when you see the steps, you'll understand what's coming. And if for those people that aren't brave enough or don't have the desire or don't have the time to do it on yourself, please go to our website. It's listed right there on the front, www.myvehiclenegotiators.com. Thank you.